But no, it's sick, and we're getting some Carolinas right now. Yeah, Ridley versus Ike. Talking about choice characters.
Yeah, KEE, I remember watching KEE last year, putting on some serious work, I think, against Sakana in pools, but Sakana just narrowly got the upset. Nico, of course, very, very talented player as well. KEE is the Ridley. We should hopefully get that swap as necessary for the stream overlay, but Nico coming out with the Ike today.
I like it. I mean, Ike is one of those characters you don't see super often. Obviously, early Ultimate, Leo won Genesis with Ike. That was kind of the only experience we had. And for good reason, Ike's recovery, obviously we see it work out there. He saved his jump. We do that nowadays. But, it's very linear, very easy to punish. You have a counter, Ike's dead. You know what I mean?
True. That's
you can
true.
catch a jump. But very strong hits. He's kind of like Ganondorf with slightly better mobility.
I like that. I like that thought process. And then, of course, Ridley doesn't have the most safe buttons on shield, and so you're going to get Aethered out of shield or Aether from the corner to get Ike back to center. And that's really the name of the game. Get back to center if you are Ike. Because if you are off stage, that's where you're most vulnerable. And Space Pirate Rush doesn't even give you an edge guard opportunity.
Not even a little bit. No, that move kills ridiculously, man. It is a super aggressive command grab. Just you love seeing that early, especially your KEE. Get on the board as soon as you can.
More action here. KEE pressing the attack. Nico's got to get back to center here. And the grab. Getting that grab on ledge trap. If you're good enough to hit that, Ike is just dunzo, right? Because if you can read the neutral grab, oh my god, if you can read anything, I guess Nico is in dire straits. Oh, man.
Up through the fireball. That was very solid. All right, this is where Ike shines. You pop him up above you. This is where you want to be. You want to be below your opponent as often as possible. That up air strong, that back air, forward air, all of those are strong. Finally going to get that stock. A lot of percentage already, but now you have Ike with rage to worry about, and that is going to be scary. Not anymore.
Yeah.
KEE heard me talk and said, what are you talking about? Get him right out of there.
Nothing to worry about at all. KEE gets the full stock advantage, still pressing the attack even more. And the one thing that Ike doesn't really have to their name is a reliable cheese option, right? They have Aether, but of course there's nobody that's dumb enough to go off stage versus Ike whenever you can get the Aether without losing the stock. But being a stock up means that you're not really at risk of Aether suicide attempts. So there's a very narrow window that you would have to hit it to not lose your own life. And of course, KEE's not even getting in range of that. Not even bothering going off stage, just playing ledge trap anytime that he has advantage.
Yeah, it's very solid. KEE going to take his time making the landing, sharking him above the platform. Up smash, going to take it. Commanding 2-stock victory for KEE in game 1.
Not even close. I'm not sure who's predicted to win this one because I know both of these players are very strong. I would imagine Nico, but right now KEE is showing up in a big, big way. This is winners round 2 of pools, maybe 3. Insane.
Yeah, pretty deep already. So, I mean, we have, super good talent at this point in the bracket. We just have to survive at this point. And it's going to be really difficult with both these characters. Both of them are heavy enough to where they won't die super early to most of the cast, but they both have kill power, too. So it kind of negates it to a degree.
That's true.
When you have, the heavy ditto.
Going back to PS2, staying on the long, long stage. I don't know that necessarily a longer stage benefits a character with slower mobility like Ike, especially because Ridley's ground speed is pretty decent. But you do get a lot of opportunity to reset to center and a lot more center to hold.
Certainly. That was a great air dodge. That dash attack certainly would have been Curtin's KEE. Just trying to find a hit. Still can't find one. Nico's holding on to this 0 it's just, it's so precious to him. That Space Pirate Rush is going to take it, and what a trade from KEE.
Can you not mash out of that faster at 0%? I mean, he hadn't taken a single bit of damage.
It might have been a knowledge check, too. Sometimes people forget you can mash out of the suicide command grabs. It's tough. I have homies that didn't know about that about Ganon until, recently.
Right.
A couple weeks ago. It's tough.
The knowledge check, unfortunately, is going to make all of the pressure that Nico put on early moot, and KEE has turned this back around in a big way. A small percentage advantage, but that's still a much better position than you were in before.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you were dead to rights for a second and just, foregoing that stop to get another one. And looking to get the second one here, has Ike where he wants him. But like you said, that Aether, it's going to catch Ridley. It's going to do a lot for him. It's good to create spacing. It's a good out-of-shield option. But that covered the landing. Holy moly.
I like the idea that it covers the air dodge, but Nico actually swung just with the wrong option. If you swing with Nair, then you beat the option. But he swung with up air for some reason. I guess expecting KEE to jump up. That was definitely an interesting choice, but KEE did cover a lot of options, still covering options. Tried to go for the hard read, but puts himself off stage.
Yeah, just about. All right, now take your time making it back here. It's going to be hard to catch it. That was great from KEE. The hitbox is actually going to win the situation. Going off stage once again, putting himself off stage against the Aether, just what you said he wouldn't do, Kevin.
Well, I was specifically talking about the Suicide Aether, okay? I wasn't talking about on-stage Aethers. Doing on-stage Aether as an edge guard ledge trap does not feel right, but in any case, it allows Nico to even up the stocks, if only for a little bit, as he hangs on to this last bit of life.
Yeah, hoping to get a little bit more mileage out of Ike with Rage than we saw in that last game. I mean, this is the opportunity right below him. The up airs are going to do a lot of damage.
This is where you were talking about.
Yeah, KEE can't land. Oh, you put yourself in a horrible position. And the air dodge. I think that was low-key buffered. Maybe expected a tech situation and air dodge to his demise. And KEE 2-0 lead.
Yeah, actually did mash out that time. And then, yeah, the buffered air dodge. I'm not really sure why you're buffering air dodge, because there's no situation where that Space Pirate Rush has a hitbox off stage, and so you're not going to have to stage tech at any point.
Oh, right.
I'm wondering if it was maybe you thought you were going to mash out faster, and then you could air dodge back to stage to start an edge guard. It just seems a little bit high risk at that moment, and it's possible that Nico just panicked a little too hard.
Buffer makes things a lot more complicated, and unless you're KEE, you're very happy about that situation for KEE. One more game away from moving on further into pools. But Nico, has the work cut out for him. I mean, reverse 3-0, certainly difficult, but neither of these games have looked unwinnable.
No.
So it's definitely possible.
Super doable for Nico. I mean, game 1 definitely looked a little bit tougher, but game 2, there was multiple situations where he had a lead, and a strong lead at that, where KEE robbed 2 of them away with Space Pirate Rush.
Yeah, that was scary for a minute there. Nico had momentum there, but KEE was just ready for it at every turn, and kind of the same story here so far. I mean, he has a lead. Nico's trying to make something work, find an aggro landing, kind of playing reversal simulator a little bit, but
quick draw trades right there. Oh my God, couldn't get back to stage, but a little bit panicked right there. I think that the momentum, having been stuffed out by that little fireball, means that he was just, how do I get back to stage very, very quickly? And it didn't work out in that moment, but KEE allows Nico to even up the stocks by way of, I don't even know if I would call that an SD. It's just the angles on Ridley are really hard to hit.
They really are, yeah. That was just hard angle to hit. I mean, a little too far from the stage. No air drift at all on that character, so that's going to...
Not after up B, at least.
Definitely not after up B, so... That spells an even game, and Nico starting to take things into his advantage a little bit. Great use of those big hitboxes. Going to shark under, catch that Ember, but Nico still in the driver's seat so far of this stock. Find the walk-off forward air, and now we see him with a lead. We've seen this one before, though.
Yeah, KEE threw that entirely away with an F smash, just trying to read a landing option. It has worked, but that's not reliable game plan, especially in a best of 5. You cannot cheese your way to victory, and Nico's starting to take advantage of those moments. Yeah,
certainly. That was good. Hang out the ledge. Don't rush it. You have so much time to play the game you love. Find this landing. Nice. Yeah, great frame data usage there. Up B is going to beat most of the things there. Ooh. Conversions.
Okay.
I like that. Use that disjoint to your advantage.
Ledge trapping and nothing doing there. KEE playing very patiently, actually finds an F-tilt on a landing right there. A lot of catches on landings against Nico. That is a game plan against Ike in general, is being able to catch the landings because he's often going for those late aerial options. So if you can find a way around the Nair, it is very, very reliable. But again, KEE lets it rip and puts himself in a bad position for it, and he loses. Oh, I thought he was going to lose the game off of that. Holy.
Yeah. That would have been crazy. No, that was super close. KEE just went for it all. Wanted the 3-0 more than anything.
Yeah.
But got to settle for a 2-1 lead. Nico finding himself on the board.
Good. And honestly good, right?
Yeah.
I like watching KEE. I think KEE's a very fun player to watch. I think KEE is fun, especially because of going for these hard reads, these committal options. But again, best of 5 for the entire tournament means that your cheese options only work for so long.
Right, exactly. You got to start saving those a little bit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got some early on. That means you're not going to get as many later on. And now it's just a matter of can Nico keep that momentum going through the rest of the set.
It was essentially 2 stocks thrown away by trying to go for an F-smash read. Now, we are going to Battlefield here. I'm not necessarily certain if I love this for KEE. I don't think that Nico's going to struggle on this stage.
Definitely not. I think adding that extra platform is only going to help Ike in that spot. I mean, it helps Ridley a little bit, I guess, for some aerial stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't hurt either of them more than it helps each other, but just a matter of how well Nico can do as far as getting him up there above him. That's where he's going to get all of his damage. That's where his work's going to get done.
And,
right now.
Oh my God! You say, and on the platforms too, the up tilt, the nairs, those are definitely big hitboxes. That. Oh, okay, that's dead. That's dead for sure. Do it again. Right. Yeah, well, I was going to say those platforms are very easy to pressure for Ridley, but the thing that is, of course, going to be a win condition in this game regardless is edge guarding for KEE. And so if you can get Niko off stage, you can see them clanking on the grab. KEE wants to back throw Niko off stage and just start an easy game plan.
Yeah, Nico definitely falling victim to the mash monster a little bit.
Fighting
trying to fight out of all these situations, and KEE knows it. He's just going to take full advantage, get as much extra damage as he can. Almost has him lapped in percentage, but now Nico's taken over. Ledge trap situation. See if you can cover it. No. Going for the charge up smash a little early. You know you're going to eat a big punish for that one. Going for the double. I like the option, and he's going to get the kill anyway. Nair on the get the stage spike.
Niko looking a little tired right there, not mashing out very fast and then not reacting off a ledge fast enough and getting eaten on a ledge hang. That's a rough spot to be in, especially from a stock down. We gotta start moving fast. We gotta get these reactions on point.
A little slow there, just trying to catch what he can.
Nice.
But KEE's playing scary.
All
Goes for the read once again. He's gonna keep going for it.
You have two stocks. You have his 2 stock advantage. I respect it. Go for the crazy stuff when you're up 2 stocks. That's
absolutely,
fine.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to slow down even if Niko makes this comeback, which that's how it's going to start. That up B at 51, this is doable. If you can get like a relatively quick stock here, it's certainly not impossible to change the pace of this game, but not when you roll into the up smash like that. Makes it a lot harder for Niko, but he's going to make it back to stage, holding down center, trying to find a stray hit, going to get the nair.
KEE wants the clip. KEE wants the clip so bad that he's willing to throw away 2 more stocks for it. He just wants a hard read. It's not even about getting a clip, honestly. He just wants a hard read.
That's fair. Listen, if that's your method for playing the game, that's fine. Or a little early on it. Oh, Niko's playing so aggressive, kind of what you want to see out of Ike, but in that situation, it hasn't worked. Catches the air dodge, spot dodge, excuse me. Backer's going to take it.
That was very nice.
That's clean. Very clean.
I like that. Instead of going for something super crazy, he just understood that, okay, Niko's running away with this one. Niko's about to make a comeback. So read the quick draw, wait for it to come out to you, and we'll see it right here.
Yep.
Very, very nice. It's actually a little bit too high on shield. I think otherwise maybe the spot dodge timing is a little bit better there, but ultimately waiting out the spot dodge because you know that